Hello. I'm so sorry that I'm just posting on my YouTube channel. I feel like I'm not ready for YouTube yet, but soon, very soon. Okay, so I was writing on my blog. I wrote about the quantum realm. As I was writing about the quantum realm, I got the inspiration of the law that we have to be engaged with now that we are becoming fifth dimensional beings. And since my channel is all about fifth dimensional living, I'm like, okay, why not? Why not post it on YouTube rather than write about that separately? So, and the law, people are so stuck in, most of the collective are stuck in some laws when evolution has left all that behind. And I wish that a lot of people can understand these simple things and just have a new perspective. All it has, all one has to do is just have a new perspective at the end of the day. Okay, so let me just run through the law. So, in the beginning, awareness existed. In this beginning, the awareness existed. There was nothing to know um, what beginning is. So we started with the law of concepts, the law of concept and measurement. So the law of concept and measurement, very simple law. It's just naming things, putting them in taxonomies and all that stuff. Oh, let's call that sun, let's call that moon, let's call that the sea, let's call that tree. We'll call your name James, we'll call your name John. And so this is the law that we not only first encounter when we are born, but through our evolutionary movement. This is the law we engage in deeply. Today, a child would engage in this law for maybe like 2 or 3 years, but some 12 million years ago, that was not how it was. You know. Anyway, so the law of concept and measurement. Every law, for every law that we come up with, there is a shadow. The law casts a shadow, and it's nothing esoteric. It's just when there is a light source hitting an object, the object casts a shadow. The light source in this case is awareness hitting the law of concept and measurement, which is the object, and then the shadow it casts. This law casts is what we call form or matter. The matter that we've come to know. That's the shadow form of the law of concept and measurement. Now the shadow form of every law is the backbone of the next law. That's the backbone on which the next law rides. So for the next law, we have the law of good and evil. That's from the law of concept and measurement. We move to the law of good and evil. You know, the law of good and evil, very known, simple stuff. Don't kill, don't lie, don't steal, don't commit adultery or fornication. Okay. So the shadow form of the law of good and evil is the ego. Mm, The ego that we are all trying to break away, to break free from the the cocoon, the cocoon that has served this purpose, and so we are trying to break free from it and spread our wings and fly. Okay, so the next law is the law of love. So from the law of concepts, we move to the law of good and evil, and then from the good law of good and evil, we move to the law of love. You see, most of the collective are stuck in the law of good and evil, and I don't understand why. Because it's not a very nice place to be. The law of good and evil is fully based on fear. all the why is all for self-preservation and survival. But now evolution has passed that stage. Nobody thinks of um, trying to survive. You know, so we don't need that law any longer. Now it's time to dwell in the law of love. And the law of love is something that people still don't even understand. Uh, the law of love and sovereignty, to be free. One of the ways to know that you are truly obeying this law is to observe yourself. Do you allow other people to be exactly who they say they want to be without feeling threatened, without feeling as if your freedom is being taken away from you? And also, are you willing to fight for your freedom? Are you willing to die to be free? Are you willing to die and retain your freedom? Or you are willing to cower in fear and start pointing fingers and who is good or who is evil? The law of love is not yet fulfilled in most people's life, and there's a new law in place. It's called the law of silence. It's the fifth dimension. That's the law. Anyway, the law of love creates a shadow form. The shadow that the law of love creates is the image of the creator. That's the shadow form of the law of love. It creates within you the image of the creator. The next law is the law of silence. And the law of silence creates a shadow form, which is the law of the quantum. The law of the quantum realm is the law of the creative power. You know, the what creation uses, the power of creation is the quantum. And the law is a simple to be quiet, to be silent in the stillness, to observe. But people are still battling with the law of love. They still don't understand what it is to be in love with yourself, to be in love with yourself, to be in love with others. They're still hiding under the marks, under the ego, trying to put up with things that they do not enjoy. You know, you have to put up with it so that you don't pursue the people you are attached to, because if you pursue them away now, I mean, you might have a miserable life, you know, those kind of thinking. Anyway, there is the law of concept and measurement. We move from the law of concept and measurement to the law of good and evil. Millions are still lost in this good and evil. Just look at all religious systems are still lost in this good and evil. Then in the Christian religion, the Jesus came and talked about the law of love, and people still don't get it. They still don't get it yet. They are still lost in the good and evil part. And there's the law of love. I think I have a video about love, so you can check that if you want to. And now there's the law of silence. The law of silence is the fifth dimension. That's the law of the fifth dimension. To be still and know that your I am is God. And the silence can be so loud. The law of silence, when observed, you can be so deep rooted in the silence that the present moment feels like a dream. You know, when you go to bed at night, all there is silence. It's nothing esoteric. There's nothing serious going on. We are not aware of the silence because we are lost in the dream world. But as you begin practicing the law of silence in this present moment, that silence expands, and when as it expands, everywhere begins to feel dreamlike. So, as somebody who is aware of the evolution of consciousness moving to the fifth dimension, you need to observe the law of silence. Remain still and silent. as much as you can. As much as you can. Alright. That's what I feel like sharing for today. So I'll see you maybe like in next week or in 5 years time, who knows. Alright.